In a high-security federal prison in Colorado, a man named Ray sits quietly in his cell, calm, focused, and dangerous. He watches every move the guards make, memorizing their routines. As he burns a page from his Bible, he uses the ashes to draw strange markings on the wall, part of a plan that no one can yet see. His cellmate whispers a warning. Someone's planning to take him out in the yard tomorrow. But when that moment comes, Ray strikes first. What follows is a brutal, lightning-fast fight where he takes down 2 inmates with the precision of a trained soldier. The guards rush in and drag him away, throwing him into solitary confinement. Alone, but not broken. Inside the isolation cell, Ray's mind keeps working. He studies every small detail, the guards' smoking breaks, their shift patterns, even the keypad lock on his door. He begins crafting small paper balls out of wet toilet paper, carefully hiding them inside the toilet roll tube. When lunch arrives, he peels off a thin plastic sheet from the milk carton, a tool he'll soon use to pull off the impossible. One day, he casually asks a guard for the time and starts counting the seconds to himself. Outside, something big is about to happen. A woman parks her car in the prison lot, walks away, and then presses a button. Boom! The car explodes. Panic spreads through the prison. Guards rush to evacuate the inmates. And in that chaos, Ray vanishes. Moments later, a fire truck arrives to contain the blaze. But inside it, disguised as a firefighter, is Ray. His friends Hush and Abigail, the ones who triggered the explosion, drive him to safety. Before leaving, they hand him a single coin, his next signal. Ray walks into a roadside store, uses the coin to make a call, and says just one word, showtime. Almost immediately, police cars surround him. Ray is arrested again, but he doesn't seem worried, because this is all part of the plan. Soon, his contact Lester steps in, explaining the truth. Ray isn't just a criminal. He works for a private security firm hired by the government to break out of prisons and expose their weaknesses. This was Ray's 14th escape, and once again, he's done the impossible. He explains exactly how. He studied the layout, mapped the guards' routines, and discovered a fire exit that wasn't properly secured. He intentionally made enemies to get thrown into solitary, where he realized the guards left him completely unsupervised during their smoke breaks. He sent coded letters to his team with the date of the escape hidden inside. Using the plastic sheet, he lifted fingerprints off the keypad, then used his paper ball trick to keep the food hatch from locking, allowing him to test combinations until he cracked the code. When the guards left to smoke, he slipped out, rewound the security footage to erase his tracks, and escaped through the ventilation duct straight into the fire department, right before Abigail set off the explosion. The warden, furious but impressed, has no choice but to let him go. Later, in Los Angeles, Ray helps Hush fix a computer before meeting Jessica, a CIA representative with a new job offer. She tells him about a secret prison, one so classified that even its location can't be revealed. If Ray can escape from this one, he'll earn $5 million, double his usual fee. Ray accepts. His team is cautious, but Jessica provides him with a new identity, a supposed explosives terrorist named Portos. His inside contact will be Warden Marsh, and he's given a code for emergency extraction. A few days later in New Orleans, Hush and Abigail grow uneasy. They don't trust this mission's secrecy, so they implant a tracking chip into Ray's arm before he leaves. Soon after, Ray waits on a street corner for pickup, but instead of a car, a van screeches to a stop. Masked men jump out, tase him, and throw him inside. As the van drives off, they scan his body, find the tracker, and rip it out. On the other side, Hush and Abigail's screens go dark. Ray's signal is gone. A needle plunges into his arm. He blacks out. When Ray wakes up, he's in a helicopter, groggy and disoriented. A guard named Drake beats another prisoner mercilessly before stabbing him and tossing his body out mid-flight. When Ray opens his eyes once more, he's finally inside the new prison, but this is nothing like any prison he's ever seen before. All around him, glass cells suspended in mid-air. Every prisoner trapped inside a transparent cube, like animals in a human zoo. Guards stalk the walkways in black masks, their faces hidden, their humanity. A massive floating camera sphere glides silently through the air, recording every breath, every move. Ray is finally awake. His head throbs, his body aches. Moments later, he's dragged before Warden Hobbs, the man supposedly running this place, but something's wrong. This isn't the warden Ray was told about. When Ray tries to give him the evacuation code, Hobbs just stares coldly. He has no idea what Ray is talking about, or maybe he just doesn't care. Later, when the inmates are let out for their so-called exercise, Ray sees the brutal reality of this place. Guards beat anyone who hesitates for even a second. Every prisoner wears a jumpsuit marked with a coded ID, scanned at every door like products on a shelf. Then, over the intercom, Hobbs' voice echoes through the halls, calling out Ray's fake name, as if mocking him. As Ray observes, a group of thugs tries to size up the newcomer. Their leader swings first, but Ray moves like lightning, snapping his hand and flooring him with a single punch. The rest freeze, unsure what just happened, until another inmate steps in. His name is Emil. Emil tells everyone to back off and tries to befriend Ray. He shares his story, how he once worked for a mysterious man named Mannheim, a modern-day Robin Hood who stole from the rich to help the poor. Hobbs wants Mannheim, but Emil refuses to talk. Ray, however, couldn't care less about his past. He's focused only on one thing: escaping. Meanwhile, Hobbs reprimands his violent guard Drake for killing a prisoner during transport. That man was worth money. It's clear now, many inmates here aren't even real criminals. They're assets, captured and sold to whoever pays the most. Hobbs casually flips through a familiar book, the same book Ray wrote. Back in the cell block, Ray keeps studying the environment, the structure, the routines, even small details like Muslim prisoners praying despite never seeing the sunset. Emil notices his sharp eye and offers help. "I can get you what you need," he says. Ray replies coldly, "Then get me into isolation." Emil doesn't hesitate. He punches Ray across the face, laughing as Ray hits back harder. Their fight escalates until guards storm in, dragging them both to isolation. The isolation chambers are metal boxes, small, airless, and heated by blinding lights that scorch the skin. Ray endures the pain, examining every inch for weakness. Days pass before Dr. Kyrie, the prison doctor, checks on him. Ray tries to draw information from him, but Kyrie stays silent. As Kyrie leaves, Drake corners him, demanding to know what Ray said. Kyrie lies, proof that somewhere beneath his fear, the doctor still has a conscience. Soon, Ray and Emil are thrown back into the common area. While pretending to doodle on a table, Ray sketches out part of his escape plan. He needs a piece of metal, and Emil agrees to get it. To distract Hobbs, Emil pretends he's ready to confess Mannheim's location. Hobbs, intrigued, hands him a paper to draw the map, only for Emil to hand him back a filthy joke drawing. Furious, Hobbs orders him waterboarded, but even in agony, Emil keeps his cool and steals a drain cover during the chaos. Later, he slips the metal to Ray, finally trusting him. Ray reveals his true identity and why he's here. Based on what he's seen, he believes this entire facility is underground, and under each heat box lies a potential escape route. The air is damp, proof they're near water, and that's corroding the rivets. With toothpaste and heat, he can weaken the metal until it snaps. To get back into isolation, they need another fight. Emil starts by insulting Javed, a devout Muslim inmate, sparking chaos. Bread hidden in their clothes, fists flying, and right on cue, the guards arrive with tasers, dragging them back to the torture boxes. Now it's time. Inside his metal coffin, Ray works in unbearable heat. His hands blister, his skin burns. Every clang of metal is masked by Emil's screams from the next cell, a brilliant distraction. Finally, the rivets pop loose. Ray covers the security camera with a piece of bread, knocks on the wall, the signal. Emil begins shouting and crying in German, drawing every guard's attention. Ray rips open the hatch and climbs down into a dark maintenance shaft. He finds a corridor, locked, so he climbs upward using pipes. Suddenly sparks fly. Electric cables snap, steam bursts around him, and then he sees it. When Ray opens the next hatch, the truth hits him like a wave. This isn't an underground prison. It's a floating one. The entire facility is hidden inside a massive oil tanker, drifting somewhere in the middle of the ocean. Before he can process it, guards appear nearby. Ray slips back down the hatch, but the pipes burst. Water floods in, dragging him under. Alarms blare. The isolation pods begin to fill with water as the guards scramble to pull prisoners out. Ray fights his way upward through the rising water, gasping for air, barely making it back to his cell before the guards reach him. Meanwhile, far away, Abigail and Hush discover that Jessica's payment has been frozen. They panic, but Lester assures them everything's under control. But inside the prison, Hobbs finds the broken rivets in Ray's box and realizes something's off. He makes a secret call to Lester. The shocking truth drops. Lester has been working with Hobbs the entire time. He reveals Ray's true identity and orders Hobbs to keep him locked up forever. Every night, a guard keeps tapping on Ray's wall to stop him from sleeping. Every morning, they beat him awake. His body weakens. His spirit fades. Emil tries to keep him alive with encouragement. In one rare quiet moment, Ray finally opens up, telling Emil he was once a prosecutor. Years ago, a man he put behind bars escaped and murdered his family in revenge. Since that day, Ray's mission has been simple: make sure no one ever escapes again. The sketch he's been working on? In Dr. Kyrie's office, Ray fakes extreme pain, steals a few tools, and reminds the doctor of his oath before being sent back. There, Emil hands him a pen and a pair of glasses. Using them, Ray secretly builds a sextant, a navigation device that can locate their position by reading the stars. Hobbs and Drake sense something's wrong. The cameras show strange movements, so Hobbs calls for Ray. But before being taken away, Ray hides the sextant. In his office, Hobbs reveals the final twist. He knows who Ray really is, and that he used Ray's own book to design this prison. The next day, he passes the notes to Ray, combining that with what he's felt, the humidity, wind, and even the water's flow in the toilet. Ray realizes the truth. They're somewhere near the coast of Morocco, inside this strange, high-tech prison. Ray's next move is risky. He swallows a small amount of clothing powder to make himself sick and get another visit to Dr. Kyrie. When he finally ends up in Kyrie's office, Ray quietly tells him to check a specific page from a book in Hobbs' office. Curious but cautious, Kyrie later flips open the book and finds the Hippocratic Oath, a hidden clue that confirms Ray's identity. The following day, Kyrie requests Ray for another checkup. When he arrives, Kyrie asks how he knew that exact page. Ray simply replies, "Because I wrote it." That's when Kyrie finally realizes who Ray truly is and agrees to help him. Ray now feeds Hobbs a fake location for Mannheim, buying them 24 hours before Hobbs catches on. Meanwhile, Javid tips Hobbs about an upcoming escape, just as planned. Hobbs rushes to Block C, noticing Ray tapping Morse code on his cell wall, a decoy message hinting at a fake riot. While most of the guards head toward Block C, Kyrie sends out a coded SOS email for outside help. At the same time, chaos erupts as Javid starts a riot in the common area. The prisoners go wild, guards flood in, and the whole place turns into pure mayhem. Amid the chaos, Ray, Emil, and Javid take down nearby guards, snatch their weapons, and slip away. Hobbs orders a lockdown, but Ray disables one of the security cameras to knock the whole system offline. Just as they reach the exit, the lockdown doors slam shut. Trapped and under fire, the trio fights back hard, taking down guards one by one, but Javid gets badly hit. They drag him into cover, but Ray realizes it was motion sensors that gave them away and disables them. Knowing they're running out of time, Ray tells Javid and Emil to keep going while he heads for the engine room to cut the power. Javid, bleeding heavily, insists Emil go on without him. Soon after, Javid is surrounded, but before he's killed, he takes out several guards in one last stand. Doors unlock and Emil bursts out just as a helicopter opens fire from above, providing extraction. Ray fights his way up, avoiding guards and bullets, but Hobbs hunts him down relentlessly. Emil takes control of a mounted gun on the helicopter, mowing down guards while shouting for Ray to hurry. But before Ray can reach the deck, the power returns, forcing the helicopter to retreat. Ray gets trapped inside a flooding tank, nearly drowning, until the pressure flushes him out into the open sea. Gasping for air, he spots the helicopter above. Emil throws down a ladder and pulls Ray up, but Hobbs and his men open fire again. Emil takes a bullet to the shoulder, and Ray retaliates by shooting at nearby oil tanks. The resulting explosion engulfs Hobbs, ending him once and for all. Hours later, the helicopter lands on a beach in Morocco. Jessica is there waiting, and the truth finally comes out. Emil is actually Mannheim, and Jessica is his daughter. She had hired Ray to free her father and expose Lester's betrayal. Back home, Ray meets Abigail again, who reveals Lester's plan to take over the entire prison project, but his escape is short-lived. Hush is already waiting for him. Lester wakes up inside a sealed container, on a ship stranded in the middle of the ocean, the same fate he planned for others. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more epic breakdowns like this one. Thanks for watching!